it's time for Breaking Bread with Nanny Bubby. So happy to see you. I'm excited to be here. I have to tell you this amazing truth that I don't normally admit. So goal today was to go live at 2 o'clock. I have shifted my time from what used to be 3 o'clock p.m. until 2 p.m. And I've always been right on the nose. I never, not 3:01, I would always hit the air right at 3 o'clock. And today I was hitting the air right at 2 o'clock. But let me tell you what happened. My son-in-law called me to chat about a specific subject, and I will tell you that he does not always call to chat. And it was so enjoyable to me to listen to him. I wasn't going to say, hey, I gotta go, I'm gonna go live on Facebook. So you'll forgive me for being late, but you know, when someone you love and care about just calls to chat, and it kind of means that they trust you and they love you, and you know, all those wonderful warm things that we all love in life, how could I hang up on him? So here it is. Let's see, what time is it? It is 2:20. So I'm a little bit late, but I am here. And this is what we are making thanks to our good friends at Melissa Foods. I love, of course, everything that they always send, but we are making a strawberry rhubarb crisp. It's an Ina Garden recipe. You can find it. I think it's in How Easy Is That? That's the recipe book that it is in. I want to show you, if I can, what actual rhubarb actually looks like. I have never cooked with rhubarb before, and I have always wanted to do it. Here is a sample of exactly what rhubarb looks like, if you can see that. Some of it is kind of green. I love the color of it. It's sort of a maroony pink. And what I have done is I have chopped it up in small pieces. 1-inch dice is what the recipe calls for. And then I got these wonderful Harry's strawberries, organic strawberries from Melissa Foods. And we are going to put this all together in a big crisp. Except I realize right now that I forgot the pie plate that I was going to put it in. So you can hear me, no doubt. So I wish I had a camera I could take with me to show you that. Let's see. Well, too late. Hold on, I'm going to talk to you while I do it. Let me get this pie plate down. Here we are. It's right in the very front. It might even be too small, actually. I'm going to go with this rectangular. I think this will be better. So here we go. There we go. Thanks for waiting. Okay, here's the rectangular baking dish. It's got a beautiful stand to it. It separates. Look at these. See these beautiful flowers my husband sent me for Mother's Day. And this is a Mother's Day dessert recipe. So if my husband is watching, I want to say thank you for that. So let's start out. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 4 cups of the rhubarb. Now I've also put about 1.5 teaspoons of the orange zest in here. So I had taken the orange and zested it before you got here. And the reason I zested it right into the bowl is that the juices and the oils come out of it. And I didn't want to miss them. I didn't want to put it on top of the parchment paper and lose all those oils and those juices that come out of the zest. So I zested it right into the bowl that we're going to be using. And I juiced a 1/2 cup of orange juice. So here we go. I'll show you how easy this is. We're going to go into a picture-in-picture mode. So I'm up there in the upper corner. And here is the rhubarb right here into the pot. As you can see, I'll stick this rhubarb that we had in the refrigerator right over here. There we go. We're going to put in a matching 4 cups of strawberries. There we go. Right into there. I love this. I love this equipment. I want to thank Roland Aerocaster for this equipment. It's taken me a little bit of time to get used to it and learn to use it correctly. You know, these things are always user errors, but I really want to thank them for this opportunity to learn to use this equipment. It's really been unbelievable. We're going to take, I think it's 1 cup of the sugar. Let me look here. 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup. With rhubarb, I'm actually going to put the whole cup in, and the reason that I'm going to do that is that I am told, and I did taste it, that rhubarb is very kind of bitter, and it is. It's got like a sweet bite and then a bitter taste. And so I think an extra 1/4 of a cup of sugar couldn't hurt anybody. I'm going to take this cornstarch right here. This is a tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to put it right here in this orange juice that I squeezed. First you zest, then you squeeze, and you don't want to first squeeze it and in a juicer and then try to zest it, because you'll never get anything out of it. So now I am dissolving this cornstarch into a 1/2 cup of orange juice. There we go. I love that I can be picture in picture up here, and you can see the tight shot right here. Love that. Okay, and let's dissolve the cornstarch in the orange juice and then mix it into the fruit. There we go. Pouring it right in. Awesome. Okay, then we are going to take a spoon. I love that I'm right here. Behind me here, where's a great spoon? How about, no, let's see, how about this? I'm going to take this spoon right here, and we're just going to mix this in the bowl, melding the juice into the berries, right into the strawberries. Now, I'm told by this recipe is that you want to make sure that you don't toss too much, because you don't want to make your strawberries mushy, but the cornstarch helps to thicken this as it cooks. So I think that is absolutely amazing. So let's do this. There we go. So this looks to be very, very well mixed. And now we're going to pour it into an 8.5 by 11 baking dish, which is what I have. And I'm going to take you with me just real quick, because I always rinse my dishes before I put anything in them to cook. From the construction of my kitchen, there was a lot of dust, and I cannot recollect exactly when I put things away. Here I am. Can't really remember exactly when I put things away. So to be safe, I always like to give everything. I know I ran everything through the dishwasher, but at the end of the day, you know, who knows what dust may have accumulated since that time. So I am a very healthy cooker, as well, you know. So before I pour this in, let's look and see who has joined us. Let me look here. There we go. Who's here? One comment. Let's see. Tom Letitia made a comment, so there we go. All right. Lots of people are tuning in. So thank you, Tom, for being here. All right, so we're going to take this and pour it right into this bowl. What's really great about this is that as it goes from the mixing bowl into the baking dish, you see all the juices. You can scrape out some of the extra sugar that gets left behind. Okay, we're going to spread it out so it has lots of room to thicken and bake. And now I am going to show you maybe the coolest thing you may have seen in a very, very long time. So let's pop back to this camera. Okay, let's hope. I'm going to have to get rid of the Melissa's bug, I believe, maybe not, in order for you to see this. No, maybe not. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a crisp, a crumble to put on the very top of it. So let me show you what we're going to do. I have a cupboard right here. I'm going to open up the cupboard, and I'm going to reach down underneath, stand by, and I am going to pull up my mixer. What do you think of that? How amazing is that? Can you see it? I think you can. All right. One thing I thought, of course, you know, so many things in this kitchen are brand new to me, and I don't have enough power cords here for the lights, the camera, the action, and whatever else. So I'm going to unplug the lights because I think we could do without the lights. What do you think? Okay, there we go. Is that bad? Not too bad. All right, there we go. Now the mixer is in. I'm going to turn it around so that you can see it work. I mean, this mixer weighs about, I mean, it is so heavy. This mixer is really, really heavy. And I used to keep it in the pantry, which is down that hallway to the right. And let me tell you, just picking it up and carrying it out in this direction was just so unbelievably difficult. It just broke my back. And so now just to be able to pop that up and not have to carry it, it's just so joyful. I just absolutely love it. So, okay, so let me tell you what we are going to do next. We are going to, for the topping, we are going to take, and this is so easy, watch this. We're going to combine the flour, the ½ cup of sugar, which is right here. Did it say ½ cup? And this is only a ¼ cup, so I'm going to have to get a little bit more. I thought it was 1 1/4, but it's 1 1/2. Okay, so there's a ¼ cup. Going to be right back. I got to go over here and grab another ¼ cup. Did not realize it. Okay, there we go. Okay. There's a ½ cup of sugar. We're going to combine the flour, the ½ cup of sugar. Here's 1 cup of flour right here. And the brown sugar, which is right here, which you know you leave brown sugar out for just a little bit of time and it gets kind of hard, but that's not too bad. The oatmeal actually is what it is, the oatmeal, salt. Whoop. Gosh, my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so I'm not sure how that happened. 1, 2, okay, there's that. And then now we are going to add this butter. So this is 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter. It was in the freezer, so it's really, really cold. May not be able to even, oh, it's perfect, actually. Take it out of the freezer because you want to just put it in dices so it's just barely cutting, which means it is really nice and cold. You see that? Here we go. And going to do this. And then this. Okay. So it's kind of bigger than what it calls for, but I really think that this is going to be good because you really want this to mix and then come into the size of little tiny peas. So, you know, we started this broadcast at 2:20. It's 2:33. We're just 13 minutes, 13 minutes into this broadcast, into making a strawberry rhubarb crumble. And the key to making anything is that what you want to do is you absolutely want to be able to get everything prepped before you do a thing. And the minute you do it, you'll see that it just works out so perfectly. It's just so perfectly. It's so much easier than you would think. So let me move over here. We're going to be done and ready to put this in the oven at 350 for about, let's see how long, for about 1 hour. For 1 hour, and you can make it ahead. So for Mother's Day, I'm going to make it ahead. I'm going to put the crumble on top of it. I'm going to put it into the refrigerator, and then when we're ready, I'm going to basically just take it out and pop it in the oven for an hour. Vanilla bean ice cream is the way to go. So, okay, let's move this up and start to stir. So let me see if I can show you a close-up of this. And I can. going to turn that up just a little bit. There we go. Not so that it sprays, but so that, there you go. How's that for a shot? Okay, there we go. Okay, let me grab this camera and put it back where it belongs for all of you so that we can continue on. Boy, I'll tell you, it is rough business being a multiple camera show and being cameraman, cook, and bottle washer, if you know what I mean. So there we go. Okay, so I'm back. Thank you. I keep the audio going. You guys are so kind and understanding. I will say this is an unbelievable challenge some days. So let's take off the blade. But it's a good challenge. I love it. It's really funny. Like the more complicated it gets and the more that I have to understand it and the more I have to troubleshoot, the more excited I get because I'm just so determined to figure things out. And one of the things I was trying to figure out yesterday is I could not get these two graphics to pop up. So let me show you what they are. Here is the Happy Kitchen and here is, see, that is not popping up. There you go. There it is right there. So if you go to nannybubby.com/Happy Kitchen, you can purchase the Happy Kitchen ebook. Now, I have been trying to get these two graphics on the screen at the same time for the last 2 weeks, and I could not do it. Thank you to Judy Woods, who purchased the Happy Kitchen ebook just last week. So thank you, Judy, and I hope that your nephew enjoys it. He's moving into a new house. So if you have anybody in your life or if you yourself are moving into an apartment for the first time, buying a brand new home, wanting to just throw everything out of your kitchen and start fresh, the Happy Kitchen will give you an absolute step-by-step what you need to have in your spice cabinet, in your refrigerator, in your pantry, and you will be able to cook almost any recipe that you would like if you have done what the Happy Kitchen tells you to do. And that's why we all are just so happy in the kitchen. So let me get rid of that. Go back to our little Melissa's bug, and I will leave the website nannybubby.com/Happy Kitchen so you can take it down. You might be driving, listening, whatever you might be doing. So I think it looks pretty good up there. I like it, and I hope you do too. So back to this. Let's take this off. And let's make our crumble. There we go. So I'm going to just move this out of the way a little bit so that you can see inside. There we go. And let's go back to picture in picture. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just take this with our hands, and what we're doing is we are taking that butter, which is ice cold and almost frozen still. And boy, little boys and little girls would love this because you're basically just, it's like playing in the sandbox. It's like playing in the sandbox, let me tell you. We're going to squish this up, get all that butter combined. There we go. I think I'm going to have to use 2 hands, so trying to tilt for you and do this all at the same time. There we go. Okay, I feel some butter that's not quite filled with the oatmeal and the sugar and the brown sugar. There we go. It is fun. Although I've not been one to ever want to play in the sandbox, but there's something very gratifying about working this butter into the oatmeal. And you know, when you put this in the refrigerator, the butter gets hard again and it's got all that oatmeal in it. And so when you do finally pop it in the oven, it is just filled with so much deliciousness, delicioso, I'm telling you, it's just fantastic. So it's kind of coming into one big ball, which really tells me that I have blended it enough. And I do not have a dough blender or a dough cutter, I guess they're called. I've never had one of those. I've always done this by hand. But I suppose that if you had a dough cutter, you might be able to do this without getting your hands dirty, but even if you could, why would you want to? All right, I think this is about ready to crumble. So here we go. Everything is laid out and ready to go. And let's move this so that you can watch the whole thing come together. How's that? Okay, let's get that lined up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Just going to crumble this. Right on top. Look at how beautiful that is. And I will tell you, there is so much, and you don't want to just pour it on and then, you know, layer it off. It's not like frosting. You really do have to crumble and fill up all the spaces as you go. As I said, you know, even if this butter gets warmed up, you really, once I pop this now into the refrigerator, it's going to harden. I'll cover it. It'll be perfect. It'll stay there. When I get home tonight, I'll bake it. You know, I'm just testing these recipes because I've never worked with rhubarb before. I'm not really sure if the kids, you know, will rhubarb be too bitter for the kids, or does the sugar and the strawberries just make it amazing? And that's what I'm sure it does do. Now, I'm not a baker. I'm more of a cook. I don't really like a lot of sugars, and that's one of the reasons why this recipe appealed to me rather than a pie. A pie has a lot of sugar in it, the crust, everything is just, okay, pouring the rest of that in because we're almost covered up everywhere, and let's just spread it around. There we go. And that's it. So let's see what time it is. It is 2:41, so we have been 21 minutes. That's it. And the strawberry rhubarb crisp is ready to roll. So let me grab paper towel and let's see who is here. I've had a lot of people come by. Swipe left to reveal comments. Swipe left, other left, Marla. Oh, Lisa is here. I need a dough hook. No, a dough hook doesn't work, actually, Lisa. The dough hook doesn't work. I have a dough hook, but for this you wouldn't use it. It's for dough, but not for crumbles. At least not that I've ever seen Ina use it. That's for sure. Okay, well, back to camera one here. There we go. So that's it. Let me take one really nice tight shot of that again. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm telling you, it's just marvelous. So that's it for me today. Again, if you would like to order the Happy Kitchen ebook, $7.99, nannybubby.com/Happy Kitchen. You too can have a happy kitchen, and you too can have a kitchen stocked with everything you might need in order to make your kitchen perfect, so that any recipe you might grab, you could actually just have it in your kitchen ready to rock and roll. I love putting it together. It's one of my most favorite things that I've done. It's forever evolving, so take a look at it. If there's anything you think I can add, it's an ebook, and I can do it just within minutes, and I'd appreciate the feedback, and I'd appreciate the interest that you might have in it. So from all of us here at Nanny Bubby's Kitchen and at Melissa Foods, Melissa's Produce, I just want to thank you. I want to thank them for always supporting me. I want to thank them for these beautiful strawberries and rhubarb, which come all the time whenever I ask for anything. Also, rhubarb has a very short season, so you want to make sure that you, I can tell you where Melissa's is here in town. You will find their stuff at Whole Foods. It may not say Melissa's on it because they do white label for Whole Foods, but if rhubarb is in season, then that would mean Whole Foods would have it. Also, for sure, Sprouts, that has Melissa's everything in stock. Albertsons very frequently has Melissa's everything in stock. So I would try those three, And if you don't find it, just tell your produce manager that you'd like for him to get you some rhubarb. It's a short season and it just started, so get yourself some rhubarb. You can find this recipe on the Food Network. It's Barefoot Contessa Strawberry Rhubarb Crisp. Strawberry Rhubarb Crisp. On the Food Network, followed it to a T, and I know it's going to taste like a tea. It's going to be perfect. So from all of us at Nanny Bubby's Kitchen to all of you, I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. And remember, on the count of 3, go out and spread love like butter. Bye, everybody.